Yeah, when I last left you guys, somebody was making fun of shooting Hex.
And Hex was giving a dirty look back.
She finds that hilarious.
Dante's gonna walk up to Leon and extend his hand to him.
She will get a little bit more serious as you come up, but will then, you know, he'll give it a second and then he will shake your hand.
Ruff actually like to come up to Matilda, and ask her. I was planning on purchasing the flying drone. Do you recommend it?
She's gonna look at you a little confused and then look back over to Leon. Leon will shrug. What drone are you talking about, short stuff? She is shorter than you. She's just up on a chair at the moment.
Sure. That's something actually came up in my mind. Do I know she uses the drone? We sort of saw it, right?
I don't think she ever actually broke it out.
Yeah, we never. That was after the fact.
That she had an RCC.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and she fired a gun from a place where she wasn't.
So we may scratch that because it just came up in my mind. It's 3:44, so sorry.
No, I forgive you.
Alright, Leon, kiddo. And I'll just head outside.
Jet just keeps on walking without saying anything, sort of flexing his fingers a little bit, grinding his teeth.
Dante will just shake his head a little bit. And just good luck. And he'll also start leaving.
He'll raise his glass in a little bit of a salute to you.
Yeah, Hex will walk out without saying much.
She gives you a little bit of the stink eye as you kind of walk by, but she doesn't like further antagonize you.
It's because she's visible.
I mean, it didn't stop her from finger guns.
Finger
She
rifle.
should pull out an element
Finger
right now,
rifle, sorry.
naked.
A rifle isn't a gun.
I mean, I feel like finger guns is a very specific thing.
Yeah. Alright. So,
I guess we can safely assume we're gonna try to scope out the place just like looking at it at first. So I guess we sort of drive over there, right? Or not?
well, right now we don't even really know what to look for. Because we don't know what we're going to try doing. If you have a starting point as far as what to look for, then sure.
Well, we discussed. I don't know if you were here. I don't think so. Did you hear our sort of three plans? One with getting inside, one with locking down the place, and one with faking the guy's dog wagon signature so that they can potentially get us the wimp.
Yeah, parts of it.
Yeah. And there was this one with the ants and hornets and undead fire.
Okay. So, things that would be useful to know are what exactly are one, what level of contract is this guy on? Who is he? What's the information on his dock wagon account? From that, we should be able to figure out what level of service he gets, and we can then go to the dock wagon and pose as potential customers to see what information they will give us about that level of service and what their response would be.
I believe I can see the hex signal on this guy.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a front of the house facility. But yeah, definitely we can drive by we can look at it, see if Hex sees any like pop-up turrets or anything.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking we walk in there and ask for an.
So- Hex, I think you're up for information gathering, and I guess the rest of the team will, or just a part of the team will just look at the building to see if we notice anything super particular or not. I don't know. I know that Rock would try to do that anyway.
The thing is, while you drive by, I can do a matrix perception before we actually get in there, and I can kind of see what I've got.
Sure, so like the tech guys can go in a van together. Just. Oh, and Hex, Jesus, not Hex. Sue, you can sense the building. Maybe they have like spirit security or something.
Almost certainly they do.
So yeah. So is everyone coming, or in case we fail at that point and actually start getting pummeled?
Dante's gonna sit out and start on his planning. He doesn't see any reason for him to go.
I guess Jet will follow along, just do a quick visual scan. But he's not really going to stop.
We're also not gonna stop. I'm just gonna let out some of my drones to look from far, far away, and Hex is gonna look in Matrix, so we're going to probably drive around or something.
I mean, hopefully.
Sure. Let's do that then.
So, Matrix Perception, I didn't use my drones for like 2 weeks, so I'm just gonna pilot plus stealth, I guess, and pilot plus perception.
Yeah. Pilot plus the relevant autosoft.
Hey, that's a decentish number of successes. Of course, for 15 dice, that's alright, I guess.
So with a matrix perception, you get a bunch of hits, and you can ask a bunch of questions. This is a rating 7 host.
Keep cutting out.
Sorry. This is a rating 7 host.
That's a pretty powerful hook.
Yeah, it's almost as if it is a local corporate host.
So, just like a quick question, Bamce, because I get the little urge to try to scope everything out as myself, which would give me much higher dice pools, but I feel like using more drones would get me more information, so how do I solve this thing?
Roll both.
Do both.
So I'm guessing what I should do is spend edge to re-roll my failed dice out here on the
Well, you got
matrix perception.
6 hits on your matrix perception. The only thing I've told you so far is the rating of the host. You have plenty of other questions you can ask.
Cut out again.
The only thing I've told you is the rating of the host. So
Which scares me.
yeah, sure should.
Hey, the rest of y'all's brains aren't on the line for doing this. It scares me.
Yeah, just our lives.
Oh, do we know that she's a technomancer now?
Not exactly.
I don't think it's public knowledge.
Jet knows, but he's fuzzy on the details.
It's not just the details for Jet is fuzzy.
Gross.
I'll have you know he's like one of those cats.
Ugh, even worse.
Bikini season's coming up.
So what do I get a sensing with 4 dice? Are there spirits running around?
There is a spirit that is hanging out over by the helicopter.
By the helipad?
Yep.
Is it like a big scary one or a little friendly one?
How many hits did you get? Sorry, 4.
4.
It is the same magic as you.
Oh. Shit. Just the one, though?
You only see the one hanging outside by the helipad.
Okay. I'm going to hang out in the sensing mode for a while and see if it rolls around.
So, Rot, with 4 hits on your flying eye, your fly spies flying perception, what would you like to know that I haven't already covered? Rot? Or me? No, I'm not muted.
No, you're not. You're good. I think Rod is doing something.
So, moving on. Do you have any other Matrix perception oriented questions you want to ask?
Okay, so first of all, I've got to know about the hidden icons.
There are many hidden icons.
Which I assumed I just have to know if I see any. And let's see. I'm
You're a
trying to
little on
find
the
the
quiet
list
side.
of questions. Yeah, I'm trying to find my list of questions here. And make
235.
sure 235. You have that written down somewhere, don't you?
No, I just remember that page number.
It's almost like we have to view it often.
It's
It is
almost like it comes up like 3 times a run.
You'd think I'd have memorized it. Let's see. Um, hmm.
So while he's spinning
let's
his
see.
wheels, Jet, what would you like to see that you have not already been told about?
Yeah, I mean that's 5 hits since I hit my limit. Um, yeah, I'd like to know what the external security looks like, and also if I'm seeing anything in the infrared spectrum that might not be in the visual.
You don't see anything infrared that is unusual to you. Um, Everything here kind of matches up with the, I guess, normal? I don't know what the normal vision seeing things is called. But everything kind of
The
checks out so
visual
far as you.
spectrum.
Yeah. You will see that the front gate has a guardhouse with a guard, and it's got little awnings that come over it to come over the vehicles. You don't see any fences or anything there to like block off the. You know how like, lots of places have those double fence things.
Yeah.
They don't have that. It's just like a single fence, and then you're going to see that there is a large, about the thickness of a speed bump, but it's flat. So it's just like a yellow strip there that's going in and out. You're going to see a handful of cameras in what you would consider normal places. You will notice that the gatehouse has 2 cameras on it on the inside of the little guard booth. There is a guy in there who looks alert. Um, he's human, maybe mid-30s.
Um, is there an area surrounding the facility, like grass or something?
There's about 30 feet of open terrain from the fences to the building itself,
Okay.
ignoring the helipad area.
Yeah.
That is a lot larger on that side. I don't know how large it needs to be for a helipad, but
Helipad sized.
yeah,
Yeah, about hell that side should do it.
fits one helicopter. and the
Okay.
helicopter is currently there.
So I'm guessing that is a kill zone, uh, and possibly contains turrets or something like that. Would small unit tactics apply to this?
In what way?
Like trying to figure out, like my own assumptions of that being a kill zone, or uh, I'm not sure how
Sure, let's have
small is small unit.
typically small units more like your people interacting with stuff, but like if you're looking at it from a perspective of if I were to set this up as a defensible position, what would I do? Sure, we can roll
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Do you have security procedures?
No.
Hmm. Dante. Oh shit. Why did Dante think he didn't need to come? Fuck.
Oh,
I mean, that's the longest 30 feet that you've seen in a long time,
maybe they use it to play football.
right?
All right. At least I got some information out of it.
And I figured out, I think, what my next two questions are going to be.
Hit me.
Okay. One, on these hidden icons, what kind of devices am I looking at? Or what kind of, I guess, icons are they? These running silent icons.
A couple of them seem to be cameras. A couple of them seem to be comm links. A couple of them seem to be various sensors of different types.
Okay. Hmm. So, do I get any good idea, or can I get any good idea on what the last Matrix action the icon performed was and when?
Which icon?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to take our next break then, huh?
Well, Rod, did you
Now,
have clarifying questions that you wanted to?
I seem to have messed up most of my rolls with the dice amounts. So yeah, I don't really know. Because being jumped, I kind of lost what being jumped in is in all of the dice. I was looking for information.
Sure. So I'll finish them and we'll come back to you in a second.
Sure.
So,
okay, so obviously I'm gonna have to grab something. Oh, sorry about that. Obviously, I'm gonna have to grab something that looks
you're really
weird.
quiet.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna have to grab something that looks weird or maybe dangerous. So, like, not a camera, or at least not something that looks
You don't
remotely
see anything that would
camera-like.
set off your dangerous sensors. You don't see any decks or anything with attacker sleaze ratings. It's all just sensors, cameras, a couple of comm links or two.
It's not on the list. Oh, um, well, I guess you kind of sort of answered that question. I was going to ask if it. Never mind, that would be a useless one because it'd be. Never mind. I'm not going to ask the type of like icon and what it looks like because it's not going to look like anything particular. It's all going to be formed theme
You
for their
continue to be
group.
really quiet.
Let me see what's going on with my voice chat here since I seem to
Sure.
be really
I'll
quiet.
move on. I'll move on to Rot then. So Rot, um, For your drones, you're gonna roll if they're just kind of operating on their own. It'll be pilot plus the autosoft rating. If you are jumped in, it will be your intuition plus your perception, or your electronic warfare, plus your control rig bonus.
So not logic
No,
for perception.
not logic.
So intuition plus my electronic warfare plus my rig, which is 16, which is 21, if I'm correct. Is it like 5 plus 2 plus 14?
Your control rig is only rating 2.
2.
Your
I have
RCC
14 I have control rig rating 2.
Okay.
So it's 14 plus 2, so it's 16 plus 5 intuition, that's 21. Right? Right?
Should be 6 for your ranks in electronic warfare, 5 for your ranks in intuition, 2 for your control.
Why electronic warfare 6? Because it's just a skill? Oh, it's just a skill. You're right. Damn it. Right. So 14 plus. Okay. 6.
Man, you did forget how to play.
Yeah, totally. Plus, it's really, really late, and my brain is not functioning. But I guess we can go with what I rolled before, just not to clog the action up right now, which I rolled like less than I should, I think. But I got 4 successes and 6 successes.
Yeah, your 4 hits is a good number of hits. So, what questions would you like to ask?
Since it's like a couple of drones flying around,
Mm-hmm.
just like the security setup, like are they because we are probably driving around for like a couple of I don't know, like in a weird random pattern for a couple of minutes at least, or like tens of minutes for Hex to complete his matrix actions and whatnot. Can I get the general pattern of the eventual security, or is no one out?
You don't see anything that like happens in those couple of minutes. Like nobody's coming up to this place, nobody's really leaving. Nothing super exciting happens. You'll notice that there is a big roll-up door on the front next to like the main entrance door. Around the side facing the helipad, as you kind of fly your drones around, you will notice that there's a big roll-up door over there as well. And then the other 2 sides of the building are also going to have just like normal people doors. They're just not
Do I
appear to be any real roof access. Like you don't see a door or anything on the roof. There's a bunch of equipment up there, but nothing that's like looks like people get up there.
Okay. Do I notice anything that any kind of drone things going on around?
You do not see any drones flying around.
Okay. So no one's actually moving anything important. No drones. No outside security kind of thing.
The only people you have seen is one middle-aged or mid-30s human male that is out in the guard post.
By the way, guys, it just occurred to me we could probably maybe try to abduct one of the guys that's working inside and get the layout from him. Just a thought. And if you have any questions for me to ask, then just go ahead. I don't know.
Anybody have anything else they want to do before we move on?
Hex, don't you have like 3 or 4 more questions left?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I was like, hold on, I got more questions to ask.
Let's have them.
I'm gonna place an order for 150 drams of reagents or reagents with my slush fund.
From the Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I saw different types of icons earlier. So, um, this is going to be taking a long shot in the dark, but I'm going to pick one type of icon that has a certain look to it, and I'm going to try and figure out what its last Matrix action was and when, because that's as one question on here.
Okay. What kind of icon are you trying to pick up on?
I'm assuming I'm looking for ones that look different, so I'm going to pick one, and if it doesn't have the desired kind of actions, then I'm going to pick another one and do that, and spend my last question doing that. So at least I know 3 different types of actions, so I can kind of get an idea for what these icons should be. That's my idea for right now. So that way I kind of get an idea of what's going on, what kind of devices they have out here.
Okay. Um,
That's just a thought. And it's probably wrong, but I'm taking a shot in the dark.
yeah, the first icon you tag is going to just probably going to be the equivalent of a send a message. Like, I don't know what kind of icon you're trying to tag here, but
Well, something that looked one of the hidden ones, something that was
okay.
like
There
running
was a bunch of hidden ones.
sound. Yeah. So
They
I'm
were
trying to figure out how to tell which ones would be potentially dangerous, but
none
that's
of
kind of
them
hard.
look potentially
None of them
dangerous.
look. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of them look dangerous. So that's the problem. So that's what I was wondering. Is there a better way to go about doing that?
Not really.
Start hacking the host and see which one responds.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to get in trouble before we actually even start the job?
I mean, technically, I kind of can, so I can reset my head. But the question is, if I get fried like immediately, depending on how their defenses are set up, that may
You
not
know
be the
what?
best.
If you get fried immediately, we can at least bail on the job. You know.
That's right. Fuck it, balls to the walls. Um, what kind of illegal action can I do on the host to see who responds? Nothing serious, just something to.
I don't think that's actually a good idea. That was a joke.
Oh come on! Are you now starting to care? Damn it!
No, now he wants to. Now
Oh,
he wants to be all defensive now and be like, "Oh
I'm
no."
just letting you know that when this goes horribly wrong, you don't come and point at me.
so my plan to test their security response by throwing some flashbangs into their yard is probably all.
Jet speeds away. Jet speeds away.
There's a guy in a guard tower who just kind of leans over. Is like, why is that guy speeding away?
No, he probably just has to take a dump. It's fine. Happened to me last week.
Well, like,
Why is this guy on the radio telling me that he has to take a dump?
am I on the same grid?
As the host, sure. It is on the local Seattle grid.
Okay. Um, I could always try like hack on the
Hacking it?
fly. I don't think that's the best idea, but I think it'd be nice to see what responds. Should I fail? Or at least getting a mark on one of these would let me at least, potentially know a little more about it.
Sure. Let's see some dice.
But I'm afraid because, like, if I mess up on the hack on a fly, like,
It'll just get a mark on you. That's fine. What's the worst that could
but
happen?
I don't like marks. Marks are scary.
Then go work at a stuffer shack.
Damn.
But I'm sinless. I can't.
No one is sinless.
Go to running silent because I'm fixing to do illegal stuff, so I don't want everyone to see me do it. Okay. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. It's not horrible. Terribly close to a glitch, so I keep rolling a whole crap load of ones.
You're comfortable with that level of success?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with yes. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna go with yes. Because I know it's fixing to like blow me out of the water. Oh, it didn't. Oh,
You have a mark on the host.
Let's see.
What would you like to do with your mark on the host?
What would I like to do with my mark on the host? Um. Hmm.
You
Let's
didn't
see.
think you were going to succeed, did you?
I didn't either, but like I rolled crap and then like Bamce rolled crap, so I guess it balances it out.
No, I was asking you.
Oh, I was not expecting to succeed. I was expecting to fail. There is no like. Oh wow.
I don't know. There's no
Yeah,
what?
I could snoop, couldn't I? And that'll let me know what kind of traffic it's sending, which will give me a good idea of what kind of icon that is.
If
Or
you had a
what that
mark on
icon
the
is.
icon, yeah.
Oh no, I only have a mark on a host. I gotta pick an icon to hit too, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
And then roll it 300 times for all of the hidden icons.
That's true. I would have to roll it like a lot.
Now, small unit tactics wouldn't actually help with assessing the general behavior of the guards near the building, right?
Not in this situation, no, because
Yeah, it's
there's one random dude who's on guard.
it is a small unit though.
Smallest of units, technically.
Look, all right, he's got bad genetics. Just leave him alone.
Hey, I was not coming at him that way.
I wonder if we could use some social engineering, maybe. I don't know, like Hex or
What?
someone.
Say he's got a small penis?
No, to get information out of people.
Probably not the gatehouse guard.
Well, we could maybe wait for the night and grab someone who's getting out of the building or something.
Isn't it the night right now?
Is it?
It's at least close.
What are you attempting to hack, Hex?
I'm gonna try and put a mark on an icon, one of the hidden ones.
Okay. Are you inside the host or outside of the host?
You said I had a mark on the host,
Correct.
so I'm assuming I can be inside the host, right?
You could if you wish.
And this means I have to fight the rating of the host, doesn't it?
If you are
Isn't that
inside the
advice?
host, you do not fight the rating of the host, but that also puts you inside the host.
Oh man, that means that like I have to jack out too, doesn't it?
If
If
you're
I
inside the host, it means that ice
Yep.
can do stuff to mess with you. If you're outside, the ice cannot touch you, but you're rolling against the host.
Oh, tough choices.
This is our last run, anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna pony up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go inside the host. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go for the gusto.
And he's gonna die, and we're all gonna go home, and it's like, what, guys? You said it's our last run.
Our characters or us?
Well, we'll see. So going inside the host, it is going to look very much like a doctor's office, very white, sterile. The walls and ceilings, not roofs, are all kind of high and spread out from you. There's going to be a person in a stereotypical nurse's outfit that's behind a high desk, more like a standing desk, and that's where it's kind of a thing. You'll see a couple of other icons floating around that are moving and doing things. Um, what kind of icon are you trying to get a mark on? Because now that you're
Um,
directly connected, you can kind of just see them.
okay. Preferably something that might seem out of place, suspicious, or I don't know, anything that looks like it might, have any kind of sharp, jagged points to like stick somebody with, or I don't know, guns or something along those lines.
So you will see that there is a deck in here, and then everything else looks fairly mundane in that it's a comlink or um,
All
sorry,
right, so
cough is killing me. Um, Either there's a comlink or there's like archived files that you could go back to. Archive's the wrong word because that means a specific thing.
mhm.
There's some secure files. There's some less secure files. Um, what is it that you're looking for?
um, are these secure files encrypted? Because I may have to make a
Yup.
roll. Oh, you suck.
Well, Darkwagon sacks to be exact.
Dude, you work in a hospital. I'm sure you've heard of HIPAA, right? You're hacking Dogwagon. Of course this shit's encrypted.
So just in case Bams asks about my roles, I wanted to sort of set everything to autopilot, and or maybe just ask the guys to pick a random pattern and try to venture inside the building with my fly spy.
You're gonna try and get your fly spy in the building.
Maybe, or like close to it. It is expendable either way.
Okay. Um, so Hex, what kind of thing were you hacking?
Hold on. I need to make a roll to see if I must grab
Oh, if you
the
must try
stuff.
to decrypt the stuff.
Yes, if I must. I don't have to necessarily decrypt it right now, but I do need to at least grab the files to try to decrypt later.
Well, here's the thing. You can't grab the files to decrypt later. Like you have to,
Oh,
they have to be decrypted before you can edit them.
that sucks.
I mean, that's what's the point of having them encrypted if people could just copy and paste them, you know?
That sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make that composure roll.
Yep.
You're a
Okay,
technomancer, Hex. Can't you make just like an abracadabra and like turn off their security or something?
I wish. Composure is not that giant of a dice pool, so let's see. Wow.
All right. So
Wow.
you don't feel the need to mess with those files yet.
Wow.
I
Holy
mean, you
cow.
kind of feel it's our last run, I guess.
Okay. So like I'm gonna try and put a mark on the deck. That's what I'm gonna use my 4 successes for. Trying to put a mark on the deck.
Bronchitis is not fun.
Yeah, except for trying not to get killed by you, we all secretly wish you health.
I'm sure that that's true. Sorry, I'm just checking what this is opposed by.
So this is where you reformat the deck, shut down all of the access to all the doors, and flush whatever containment the clone's in, and the job's done.
Yeah, actually, we're not needed. Hex is the only one that's actually necessary for the job.
So you have a mark on the deck.
Wow, this
Yeah.
is unusual.
Hex is feeling out of his comfort zone. He's actually succeeding in stuff.
I know it's like ridiculous.
You roll your logic plus sleeves for me, please.
No, I don't want to roll my logic plus sleaze. That sounds dangerous.
I mean, you
Was that
could
for me?
You auto glitch.
you could not run silent if you wanted.
6 and 5, so 11 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is not very good.
You comfortable with that level of success?
No.
Okay.
I'm wondering, guys, what can we do actually to scope the place a little more? Except hacking stuff.
Unless you go inside, there's really not much more to look at.
Well,
I
I kind of
right?
try.
Because I don't remember what happens on the tie, but
Um. Are you doing anything with your mark on the guy's deck?
okay, so with that mark, that doesn't give me any extra like ideas on what this particular thing does. Do I have to make a matrix perception test, or
Um. How many did you beat it by? You beat it by 1. Sorry, did you beat it by
yeah, I
1 or
think
did you
so.
beat it by 2? Beat it by 1. At the moment, the only thing you know is a cyber deck. If you want to roll a matrix perception on it, I can give you a whole bunch more information.
Okay, I can do that because matrix perception is one of the few things I actually am pretty good at. Oddly
So
enough,
our hacker is good at looking at stuff.
Something like that.
yes, it has a lot more to do with being a technomancer than like mechanically being competent in anything.
You may ask me 3 questions, sir.
What was the last matrix action it has performed and when?
The last matrix perception, or last action it performed was matrix perception, and it was a couple of seconds ago.
I wonder why, or who it would have been looking at. Hmm. Um. Let's see. So if it did matrix perception, this means it's probably on the lookout for evil, horrible, like stuff like myself.
Maybe. What else would you like to know about it?
What else would I like to know about it?
Where are the clones?
Um. I get to know what kind of programs it's running, if any. That's what I think I want to know, right?
It's not a bad thing to know.
Yeah, I think I want to know if it's running any programs.
So one of the things that it's running is browse. It is running, and then just like some defensive programs, like I gotta find like all of their stupid names. Ah, there we go. So it's running encryption, it is running armor, and it is running browse at the moment.
That is nice to know. So that gives me an idea of what it is. So are there any other icons inside the grid here that look particularly like they're standing out?
You're quiet.
So are there any other icons out here that look like in particular they're standing out?
Well, that has nothing to do with this matrix perception test. This matrix perception is specifically.
That's true. That has nothing to do with that check. Yeah. Can I grab another icon and try and put a mark on it?
You sure could.
But should I?
I don't have the
Yes.
answer to that question.
Just yes, man. Come on.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go for it.
What kind of icon would you like to mark?
The one with the clone image on it.
Okay. So what about the nurse? No, that's probably a file directory thing, isn't it?
The nurse looks like just an agent program.
Okay. And you said there was a couple comlinks and a cyberdeck.
Yeah, the comlinks are parts of other personas that are moving about the host.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to try and put a mark on one of the other personas with a comlink on it, just kind of moving about the host. Or, well, I guess I can't tell if that is a comlink, can I?
No, you can spot it because you are directly connected to it.
You cut out there, Bamce.
You're directly connected to it since you are inside the host with it, so you can just spot it. So you don't need to do like, you tell me the kind of icon that you want to try and do something to, and it is probably there.
Okay. So in particular, I'm trying to look and see for anything that might be, physically dangerous, turrets or, cameras and things like
Yep,
that.
you don't see any of that stuff. There's like a security controller thing, but that's got some encryption on it.
But that's got what now? You kinda cut
Encryption.
out. No, why? Why did you have to say that word? Wait, that wasn't an encrypted file, though.
The what?
I said, wait a minute. Why'd you have to say that word? And I said, wait a minute, but that wasn't an encrypted file, was it?
You've already made your curiosity killing you roll, so you're safe from that for now.
But it
For
might
now.
contain what we need.
It might, and it's encrypted. Hey, I get +2 dice bonus to all crack file tests.
Can Hex actually roll some kind of like a mental test to check what he thinks is more like useful or something, so that he can narrow down the possibilities or something?
Does he have a matrix procedures or something on that knowledge skill?
Skill knowledge is knowledge skills. Matrix threats, Matrix games. I don't know if general Matrix or Matrix threats would be particular for that. Somehow I skipped Matrix security. Don't ask me how.
Well, the Matrix security would only be for things like deckers and that kind of stuff. Like, I kind of see what Rod's getting at because your Hex knows more than you do, but at the same time, how much autopilot do you really get? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I was getting the impression that Hex is, as a player, sort of maybe doesn't know what to reach for right now. So I was trying to figure out a way of maybe giving him throwing him a bone or something.
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
Um,
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to do it anyways. Think about what we would need from the system. We would need the security information. We would need patient records. We would need layouts.
Yeah,
You
blueprints for the building or something.
can give one of us an employee record.
That's
That's true. I could. That would
Sue,
make getting in the building
Yeah.
so much easier.
I mean, give him the record and let him get
Before
into
you
the building.
follow up with whatever you're about to follow up with, can I recommend that we do at least 2?
I mean, you don't want to go in by yourself?
Well, the easiest way to do that would be to have me be like a medical student or something like that. And I don't know that I could even convincingly portray a very bad medical student.
Sue could.
No, the question is,
Let me give you
do
guys
you
some
know the heal spell, Sue? That is the question. Because then you don't have to hide the fact that you're a mage.
I don't. Because I heard that it sucks.
Bams?
I mean, it doesn't exactly suck. It's just most damage you take isn't going to be physical. It's like a condom. You know, you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
You don't know me.
So, Rod, let me pop back over to you real quick while they're spinning wheels. How would you like to try and get this fly spy into the building?
Well, just as we're talking about, Rod probably knows a little bit more about this than I do, but I would imagine something along the lines of either trying to landing the spy on someone or that's going in, or just waiting for a door to open, or if that's a possibility, just wiggling myself inside the building. What I'm looking out for is, since Hex is not coming out of Matrix Perception and sorry, the VR with a layout of the building, I would probably want to see what the most obvious corridor-looking places are, so that we can know the general layout of the place. Maybe there's a big sign of like clones this way.
Sure. So you're not going to see people that are just kind of like, because you guys are here probably about 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. So nobody's really leaving the building right now. So there's not foot traffic coming in and out. Do you want to try and force your way in some other way, or do you want to wait?
I mean, there are windows, right? There are doors, and it's a fly spy, so realistically speaking, is there a way to wiggle myself inside, or is it like very airtight?
You could try.
Ventilation systems.
Ventilation systems? Sure.
Yeah, there are definitely some kind of ventilation systems on the roof.
So I guess each one of those would require me to do some kind of like a
It would be a
drone
positive
acrobatics check.
Yep.
Versus the melee skill of the giant fan.
Yeah. So that would be still a pilot aircraft, which would be 5 plus 6, so that's 11, plus 2, so that's 13, right?
It's pretty good acrobatics.
I know. That's a circus fly spy drone.
He sprang for the contortion drone model.
So yeah, you can get inside the the ventilation system up on the roof and start kind of flying around. It's gonna be a little rough. You'll find some old screens or filters that are set up there that actually have holes that have worn in them large enough that you can kind of squeeze through. But it's gonna take you a couple of minutes.
Can I sort of send guys the message that it will take me? Because I feel like we're like driving around this building in a suspicious way, in a way.
It's
So
only within 100 meters.
sure. So continue.
Probably park somewhere.
Yeah, you can actually get pretty far away because you also have a bunch of noise reduction from your RCC.
I do.
And
Do you
Hex-
spot Bruce Willis?
No. Jet, Dante, Sue, are you guys doing anything before I pop back over to Hex?
No. Jet saw what he needed to see, relayed what he saw, and skedaddled.
One of the things you will notice, this is a really nice area. This is like a B to A security zone. So
Okay.
that's something to keep in mind.
Is this like business or residential, sort of?
More of a business, kind of like, the hell is the term?
Corporate?
Yeah, there's a bunch of like similarly sized buildings for all kinds of different subsidiary, not like Big Ten, but like subsidiaries of them are in the area.
So it's kind of like an office park?
Yeah, but like take that office park and make it more dystopian where people don't want you butting up against their turf so that they have like armed guards or, security procedures like that going on.
Is there a restaurant nearby? Because Jet will just stop there and grab a bite.
Not nearby. Like
He'll find a place.
Yeah. You're gonna have to go for a couple of minutes to find a place.
So I'm thinking something along the lines of could Jet maybe and Sue find, because what I'm assuming you meant by it's a really nice area is that it's actually really well protected because people pay for being protected.
Yep. It's a quick high threat response area.
Exactly. So what I was thinking is you could maybe locate the some kind of like a potential security nest of some kind in here, and maybe we could scramble some kind of a distraction to buy ourselves even more time in case something happens. I have a Pelican drone. We could buy some explosives, load it with explosives, and make it explode somewhere so that
You don't mean now.
No, not now.
Okay, good. Because wow,
Okay.
that is.
No, I mean, like, in case shit goes down, we can, before they find out we could explode a drone, they could maybe start moving in one direction and buy ourselves, like, 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes.
Yeah, Jeff.
It's like
all that
16 passes.
Do I need to roll to Google the nearest precinct office?
Yeah.
while I'm getting my munch on.
The nearest like knight errant
Like
precinct.
yeah, Knight Errant shop.
Yeah, where's
Knight
the
Errant.
nearest cop shop?
Yeah.
If they roll an HTR, where's it going to be coming from?
Nearby. I'm not familiar with Bellevue, so hold on.
No, you don't have to give us a specific.
We just want to know that we know the specific.
And is it possible to somehow measure its distance from the dark wagon? How quickly will they respond? How
So
quick
It's
is
a
quick?
really good one. What
So-
you do is you blow up a bunch of grenades in the street out front of the dock wagon office, and then you have a stopwatch.
Your guess is 2d6 plus 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
well, that's good to know. That's another way. Is you
So
just know.
we have up to 1 to 6 hours, and we have 2d6 plus 3 minutes. Huh.
I feel like you're planning on going loud at the start, and that is a very flawed plan.
I feel
Yeah,
like
not-
it's gonna inevitably happen. I mean, there's so many things that gonna go wrong. That are possibly going to go wrong So I don't want to be left out in the I don't know, out cold when this happens. Having
feel,
a drone loaded out with
That bad
explosives.
is to run.
I feel like
How though?
you are. I'm all for contingencies, but I feel like you're planning to fail.
We will not survive an HTR response.
Yeah.
Period.
I don't
took
think we
athletics
could survive
specifically
more
in
than
the case
one
of
patrol
HTR.
car.
What's that?
That's planning to die.
I don't think that we could survive more than one patrol car.
I kind of feel that if we were thinking this way, we wouldn't even take that job. I mean, that's a lot of money, but if we were feeling like, oh, one thing will go wrong, we will all die, that's a stupid way to go out.
We're planning on things not going wrong.
That's also kind of stupid.
We're going to be capable and competent, and we're going to do this right. That's our plan.
Hex will get us the information we need, then we will start planning, and then we can think of contingencies that involve nuking the city.
Okay, so go Hex, I guess. Don't glitch, please.
I'm gonna try not to. Glitching is not really my favorite thing, contrary to popular belief.
Really? It kind of seemed though like it.
Dude.
Let's all be happy and positive and drink some chamomile, okay?
I mean, it was fun and all. I don't mean like in a bad way. It's like a characteristic of yours.
Anybody want to play some hacky sack? Start a drum circle.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could do this. I've been working on my agility lately.
Now, Bamce, just like a thing I imagined. How are you there?
Yeah.
Is it even conceivable for me to disguise my van as a duck wagon van?
Depends on how much money you want to stick into it.
Well, we have 50,000, and I don't think we have anything planned for right now.
I already spent 3K.
Well, okay, so we have 47,000.
Yeah.
Is it even conceivably in the range?
What
Because I believe
What kind of vehicle do you have?
I have a bulldog van. Should I buy a totally new van and then maybe it's possible, or is it just that I can disguise my own in case? Because it's got armor and everything, and I feel more secure in it.
So if you were to do that in the real world, you'd probably be looking at a couple of grand to skin the van. You also probably need to modify it a little bit more substantially to make it look like an ambulance.
There is a the GMC Endurance, which looks like the dock wagon van.
It's in the rigger or in the book, normal book?
It's in Stolen Souls.
Jesus.
It's 35,000 yen. You said you have a bulldog?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably charge you some money to make it happen, but you could probably make, because they're about the same price point, they're about the same attributes, so they're probably about the same like body style.
Okay. And just to say, I've got like automotive mechanic 11 dice, so maybe I could facilitate the process a little bit.
You would need to spend some
There's
money
another
to get
option.
the material.
Sure, sure, I know. Is it something we're even considering, or is this also planning to fail, guys?
No, that's not a bad idea.
No, that's not necessarily planning to fail. That may be a good idea. Although I think planning to buy and or build a dock wagon van is planning to fail at stealing a dock wagon van.
Oh, do you want to try stealing a duck wagon van? Because I thought like that was a fighting before fighting kind of situation.
Well, I think it's like any other, like, this is looking like a run that might have other littler runs built into it.
Can we ask you, Bams? Like, for example, how much would it cost for me to modify my van versus, I don't know.
What kind of stuff have you already done to your van?
Just looking. Vehicles and drones. It has concealed armor, pilot enhancement, a winch, a rigger interface, morphing license plate, spoof chips, gridlink override, and a smuggling compartment for a dwarf, human, elf, or an orc rating 2. That's about it.
Do you have a shop or anything in it?
A shop? No.
So I would probably just charge you like the $5,000 for the equivalent of putting a medical shop inside there.
Would it stay there? Would it would it be like a fake shop, or would it be like a real shop that I could then use? But
you could then use it as like a real shop, but for the foreseeable future, it would look like an ambulance.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to think about is, it is our last run, but in case Rod doesn't think like that, would it be possible for me to still drive around people in it with a shop in the back?
It would be a little uncomfortable, but yeah, they don't mechanically take up seating
space. Okay, so that's a thing. 5,000 for getting an ambulance look, plus probably something to make it look like an ambulance. And I would assume something like a spoof chip, designed specifically for spoofing being a dock wagon or something.
Yeah, it would need its own spoof chip to look that way.
Jesus, rigger spoof.
They're only like $500.
Okay. So what do you say, guys? 5.5 thousand.
My one suggestion is going to be that we spend a lot of the next week in Discord talking about some of the ideas. Is there anything else Hex wants to get out of the host tonight?
I hate to feel like I'm being a hog on this session and like eating up a lot of time on it, but if we need employee records, I can probably see about I know, isn't it? You're just taunting me. I'm guessing that's probably over there in those encrypted files that I saw.
We need a lot of information that's in that host, so I'd be okay if you did it smoothly, if and we got what we needed.
This means in order to encrypt it, in order to try and decrypt it, I need to put a mark on it first, don't I?
Yep.
Also, there's a thing I'm thinking about. If we try to do it during the week, not everyone's going to be present at all times. So if somehow Hex would get it now, like the credentials of the workers, then for example, someone like Sue or me, who will not be able to be present at all times, could maybe write things just right now or tomorrow or something. What would they do with the credentials?
I think it's not a bad idea to try and get them.
Like right now, or just during the week?
Well, what we were planning was inserting employee records for one or more of us, right?
That was my idea.
This might just stop my run on this deal here for a little bit.
Is there any reason that if we don't use them, we would regret having those records? They might come in handy later, like,
I'm gonna assume some kind of like a security spider or hacker would be able to bump into them and just check them against the actual number of employees or something, and maybe just delete them. But I don't know.
Yeah, or they would fire us for not showing up to work or whatever.
I don't think having more information is a bad thing, because right now we know nothing about the facility.
Yeah, and we wanted to find out more about the guy anyway, so we need to get into their patient records and shit.
What I was saying is sort of like a metagamey concept that, for example, for people who will not be fully on Discord during the week, if we get the credentials as in Hex rolling and getting the credentials now, people could start planning right away.
Bamce did say that we'd probably spend a lot of next session talking about that'd be the planning phase, right? So we need to get the information gathering done this session or
Yeah.
the beginning of next session.
We got
What-
plenty of time. I know that you said you didn't want to be up all night. I have a horrible cough and a headache.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can call it and do rolling at another time.
No, the purpose right now is to have as much information as we think we need to do a lot of planning in Discord. Like, if we stop now and there's only 2 or 3 rolls away from getting all the information we want,
Yeah,
it makes more sense to do those 2 or 3 rolls.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying, that the rolls would take much longer on Discord when people are not synchronized.
So let's just do the rolls, and we're good.
Hex, what kind of roll was that?
To try and put a mark on there, and I got 3 successes and spent my last point of edge.
Oh, that sucks.
Go ahead and use it. It's not going to be useful for
No,
anything.
that was me using my edge for that 1 extra success, the last point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we tied.
Yep. So there's a mark on you.
Oh wow, that makes me feel good.
So that's the point where we lose, guys.
You don't lose. You just have a mark on
not
you.
necessarily. Like,
Wipe the mark.
I can erase the mark, or I can at least attempt to. This will determine whether I need to like reboot and just get the hell out of there.
Here's a question about hacking, Bamce.
Sure.
If you get a mark on you from failing to do something, does the thing that gave you the mark know that it has done that?
It alerts them, yes.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, would it ever be a bad thing to erase a mark that someone put on you?
Well, it is an attack action.
To erase a mark?
Yup.
Yep. It's illegal as hell.
Okay, but so something knows it put a mark on you.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, you could just be like a machine intelligence of some kind.
You have
If you
tried
erase
to
the mark-
illegally place a mark on them, yes.
Okay. So erasing the mark doesn't really tell it anything it didn't already know.
It does in the way that, like, if you are marked and then go inside a host and then erase the mark while you're inside the host, it will send an alert to the host, basically, because you're performing an attack action inside the host. But
So it will know this was my mark and it got erased by something.
so let's say that I hack you and you run into a host and then you go to erase the mark. The host will then know somebody's doing something illegal in here.
Okay.
So they kind of know already?
Given
Which
as
sucks 'cause
this
the
mark
script is an
came
attack
from
action, so-
came from something inside the host, like the failed roll already has alerted them, and then this just re-alerts them, basically.
Okay,
So
so
how do system administrators do their job? Like, how do they put marks on things and take marks off of things and mess with like permissions?
They use the
and
invite
stuff?
mark function.
Mhm. Which I am not using because I do not have ownership, so I cannot invite Mark.
Okay, so ownership would be how.
Like they have the predetermined access rights to do these things legally. In addition, legal users like a system admin or that kind of thing they don't accrue Overwatch because they're not doing it illegally.
Okay, but is there an attack action that you can do as I have something that you are a legal user?
No, like performing an attack or sleaze function is illegal. The reason that system admins and that kind of stuff don't get flagged for it is because they are NPCs and they are doing it legally because they are like corporately allowed to do these things inside their hosts.
Well, so the other thing is most of your
Maybe we should talk about this offline.
Okay.
It's not that important, and it's
Let's
confusing
just
the hell.
compress time if we have to and knock out a few
Sure.
rolls.
Yeah.
So I guess if Hex rolled a failure sort of and invited a mark, this sort of makes the whole hacking thing a moot pointer up until now. You're not gonna get invisibly more information now. It's just like about not getting caught, right? Right?
Kind of.
So I guess that's the end of your run, since we don't want to spend more time on Matrix battle kind of situation. There's also my fly spy inside, but I don't believe that's relevant for like really relevant.
You have managed to erase the mark.
Oh, that's cool. So I re-alerted it, but I did erase the mark.
Yep.
Go me.
Rod,
Now,
are you running silent?
Yes?
Can you roll me your logic plus, please?
because I just alerted the host that illegal stuff is going on, so you're fixing to be scrutinized.
Maybe.
Logic, yes. Sleaze is a program I don't think I have.
You don't, most likely.
So it's just logic.
Yep.
Or logic minus something because I default? No.
Just logic.
Okay. Way to go, me.
Going back out because we're in
Okay, so something bad happens. What happens?
Hex has successfully erased the mark off of her. What does Hex do next?
Jesus.
I've got to encrypt or decrypt, I guess.
Okay, you're still going for it?
I got to, right? If I can do it fast enough, I can get out before they find me, right? Let's see, what is decrypt?
Plus logic.
Hacking plus logic. And does this give me my plus bonus? Plus bonus? For cracking
If-
the files test?
If
for
I could have
curiosity?
heard you,
Cat?
I would have.
Maybe. Does this get the +2 bonus for my curiosity killed the cat
Sure does.
for decrypting? Yay! So let's see. Hacking is 5, I believe. Logic is
I
hacking is 5. Logic is 6. It's 11, 13. That's not terribly great, but it's not absolutely awful.
Nope. And
I'm just
since
hoping
you're out of edge,
and I'm at an edge, so I'm stuck with it. Oh, I take 1 level of damage.
I think it's for only every 2 hits that I get over you.
Oh, is it for every 2 hits? Oh, okay. I thought it was for 1, but I'm not that used to hacking. Definitely not that used to doing attack action. Decrypt is an attack, isn't it?
There's gonna be some things that happen here. Hex, I'm gonna need you to roll your Matrix initiative.
You cut out.
Yes,
Hex,
it
if
is.
you could roll Matrix initiative.
Oh, I really don't want to. That sounds scary.
Better to roll it than not get to.
Not bad, I guess.
Just had to check a thing.
This is like the horrible stuff. This is like the opposite of what you actually wanted to happen. Sorry, guys, I was not good enough to get the information. The dice gave me just enough confidence to try.
So, good news, bad news.
What's that?
You get to mark experience.
No, it's not that one.
Aw.
Good news, you had a good run. Bad news, you die.
So, somewhere in there, when you got marked, that means that the host sees you. So, until you make another hide action, your running silent doesn't really help you. If you could go ahead and roll your logic plus firewall.
Holy shit, I'm never making that.
Probably not.
God, it's the kind of a doom run on which we lose people before we even start to do stuff.
No, see, this is horrible because if this is what I think it is, it's going to make the next roll significantly harder.
Okay. So what happens is there is a person in an orderly's outfit kind of spawns nearby and makes his way over to you in the Matrix. And he kind of grabs you by the arm, and he's got a, real tight grip on your arm there. He's got his billy club, and he's raising it up pretty intimidatingly. You're next. What would you like to do?
I would like to try and make a hardware plus willpower roll. I don't think I'm going to succeed, but I need to try.
It's not fun.
Okay. Versus the. So you're attempting to jack out, just so that we're clear here.
Yes, just so we're clear. That's what the hardware plus willpower.
Okay. You may roll your hardware plus willpower, sir.
Oh, and the dice hate me.
Versus logic plus attack. So. Sorry.
Oh. No.
Wow.
Guys, I'm getting shipped off to the digital gulag.
I mean, there's good news to follow that, but hey, that's a thing. A thing happens that you don't see coming back up to the top. This has been one pass already.
What was the good news?
I mean, things.
It's the kind of thing that we don't even get to hear the good news. It's just there.
He is risen.
The good news is, in time, our deeds will be forgotten.
I don't know what that.
I'm sorry, if you
14d6
could roll your logic plus firewall again, that'd be swell.
My logic plus firewall.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
That billy club comes whacking down on you. It doesn't hurt, but you can see that, like, you can feel that some kind of logo has been branded upon you as he raises that billy club back up. You have a mark on you.
Oh no. Dockwagon owns you. You're their bitch now.
Your
Not if
action,
I
sir.
get out.
You could try and jack out again.
I've got to, right?
This is like every computer game junkie situation when you try to quit the game and you can't.
Isn't it, though? Oh, I'm not... Ugh! Fuck the dice. The dice hate me. Fuck them little bitches.
Do you have some kind of code that says you can't kill this thing?
No, but basically all I'd be doing is deactivating it for like a turn. It's better if I can to get the hell out.
If you deactivated it for a turn, would it stop?
He could spend
Um,
a couple of passes trying to kill this thing,
I could,
and then
and it's going to resist
the
with a
host will
similar
just
dice pool.
respawn it.
Yeah.
Good news, its turn.
See, I don't think you know what good news.
You want to go ahead and roll your defenses there?
Can some of us like message Hex about like what she's doing, or something? Ever is it even feasible? Because I know how much time has passed.
It's been a couple of seconds. So if Hex
Yeah, it's
wants to
been
tell
like-
you
Damn.
guys that Hex is in trouble, Hex can do that.
I'm going to let you guys know I am in trouble. Listen to that DNI going, I kind of stepped in it deep. I'm trying to get the hell out.
Should we pull some kind of a plug or something? Do you have a plug? Hex, where do you have a plug, damn it?
The Matrix is
Unfortunately, I
wireless.
believe that's called my brain stem.
Oh, do you tell me that?
No.
So where's your plug, Hex? How can I help you?
Well, if it was internal anyway, you wouldn't be able to pull the plug.
I
There's
Is that
no
messaged.
somehow-
plug.
I messaged
do
Rot.
something
Can you
else.
turn your jammer on her? Try and cut off the wireless signal.
Is it possible, Bamce?
She's in the host, so there's no noise penalties in a host.
So the only chance would be me driving far, far away and then turning the jammer?
There's no noise penalties in a host.
Okay, so she's just stuck in there.
You mean if we can't turn off Hex's, or block Hex's Technomancer signal?
So jamming really only disables wireless bonuses over the device rating. Being connected to the Matrix isn't a wireless bonus.
Do you have a lot of lead, Rot?
How is she?
Maybe
connected
some
to this
screen.
I mean, I've got just as much as is in the actual van, and not a lot more.
Then I guess the only answer is dealing enough stun damage to knock her out.
That would do it.
Would it?
Yeah.
Do we want that?
How
So-
bad does she want to get out? Let's ask her.
I'm going to send Hex a message that we can try to knock you out, but that would hurt.
Doesn't have to hurt.
Well,
After
I
you
would
wake up.
feel it technically.
So while this is going on, if you could go ahead and roll me your thing there.
Roll me what thing? My
Logic plus
jack out?
firewall.
And Hex, do you have no complex forms that could apply in this situation?
No. Complex forms are kind of expensive. I've been trying to up my hacking skills so I can actually roll worth half a damn. Instead of buying complex forms, I'm thinking maybe I should have bought complex forms.
Maybe you can get that with your slush fund.
They require karma.
Yes, they do. Everything requires karma for a technomancer.
Maybe you can ask the troll to donate some money to charity in your name, and then get that with your slush fund.
Tour Europe, go backpacking.
Yeah, you can volunteer at soup kitchens like all across there.
No!
He bops you a second time.
Why did the dice hate me?
It's your turn, sir.
Do you want me to knock you out?
Y'all do whatever you gotta do.
Rod would place his hand on Hex, his metal hand, and
We're-
start charging the shock hand.
I'm not going to start trying. Rod, there's a more gentle way to do this.
Pillow over the face.
There's a way that's even more gentle than that, guys. I got this one. But I'm not going to do it until you specifically tell me to do it. I'm not going to take that under the aegis of do what I got to do.
Sure.
Do you
Hex,
want me
do you
to
wanna,
knock you out?
Do you want to roll your thing, Hex?
Yes, despite the fact that I don't think I'm going to succeed this time.
Oh, who knows? I believe in you.
You have a better chance of getting successes than if you just choose not to defend.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to jack out. I'm not trying to defend. Come on. 4 is better than nothing. Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's some kind of a success.
Why? I'm gonna like immediately open my eyes, start resetting my brain, and go drive, 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 drive.
I guess I'm gonna just seeing Hex frantic like that. I'm gonna drop out of my fly spy drone or whatever I just dropped and just drive away.
We're not going to collect the drone?
It's a fly spy. It's gonna stay in the ventilation system or something.
So,
Well, okay, but just to be clear, the point at which Hex is out of the system and going drive, 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 isn't that the point where we no longer really need to drive, drive, drive?
Hex, can you go ahead and roll me your willpower, please?
Oh yeah, I've got to resist dump shock, don't I?
Sure do.
So maybe you don't say drive, drive, drive. Maybe you're just like.
Oh, I rolled it wrong. I got one
like Rod's
success.
impression
Yeah.
of Hex.
I'm fixing to take an ass load of dump shock.
Yeah, let me just double check.
Drive, drive. Gargle, gargle. Ow.
And the second that you come out with the dump shock on you, I should be like, fuck it, and like shock you, and then Hex, and then Sue would be like, okay, it's enough, and then like stun you, and you should die at this moment from shock overflow.
No, you have to hit her second if she's going to die. I can't kill her.
Okay, so I can kill. Oh, never mind, it's gonna work out,
Actually, it says I just can't inflict physical damage deliberately, so
Well, it's not deliberately. You would think you're saving her. It's just bad timing.
there is no way on earth I hit her hard enough with a spell to inflict physical damage.
So, before we wrap this up, can you go ahead and roll me your intuition plus firewall?
Firewall is my device rating?
Yes. Okay. So then a couple of seconds more will go by. Can you roll that again, please?
What's going on? Is he being hacked? Does he know
Yeah,
that?
I kind of feel like as a player, I got my fly spy was hacked back at some point.
So, the thing that Rot's doing right now to defend, does he know that he's doing it, or is it just happening?
I guess we'll find out.
Can you roll me your willpower, sir?
My willpower.
Yup.
Apparently, I stepped in it deep, guys.
Okay. So, Hex, you have. Let me double check, but I think you have about 10 minutes of being terrible because of your dump shock. Sorry, 10 minus willpower. So what's your willpower?
5.
All right. So you have about 5 minutes of disorientation and negative 2 to everything you're doing, and you just took 5 points of physical damage to your brain.
5 points of physical to my brain? Wow.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That is some rough dump shot.
Well, I guess roll your willpower again, because it's like it says you don't get your fireball if your deck was bricked, and it's kind of like a questionable thing if you're like if you're going right into the rebooting. I'll just give you the extra dice because it's not going to matter all that much.
That's always a good thing to hear.
I mean, if the difference comes down to 1 or 2 points of physical damage, there you go. So you take 3 points of physical damage from electrifying your brain. It's been about 5 minutes or so, you guys, of leaving the area. What is your plan of action?
What happens to me? Do I feel anything after leaving the drone?
No.
Is it like I just leave the drone and it's just like nothing happened?
You drove away. Where are you guys going? I guess where are you going and who is with you? It's an important question. Because it seemed like suddenly people were all up in that car.
I think Jet was all alone, Dante was missing, and just Sue, Hex, and I were in the same van or something.
Jet's getting a sandwich and a cup of soup. So he's not in that
Jet's
van.
getting a sandwich thinking that we're going to be here for him to get into the van. We should let him know.
Nah, he's keeping up to date.
And where is Dante?
Unless he wants to walk home. I know that fucker doesn't live in Bellevue.
He has a bike.
Yeah, he's a motorcycle.
Dante had to bounce. He was falling asleep.
I'm here at the moment, but I was not there on the stakeout.
Okay. So then where are the three of you guys heading off to?
The relevant information, I think, is away from the Dock Wagon building, but
Okay.
where to exactly, I don't know.
Okay. We can just...
Rod is a paranoid character. I would suppose he's doing like a little bit of maneuvering around town until he just drives away towards like whatever location we're meeting in.
Probably resetting all of his gear.
Yeah,
We really got to get a team safe house.
he's just messaging the team, and there's like a list of drones and expenses that he's like sacrificed for the team, and there's like a fly spy with a question mark on it as he left it in the
Sure.
in the building.
So, can you roll me your edge real quick?
Who, Rot?
Yep. He is the driver.
Do better than I do, because I keep rolling crap.
Is he trying to backbill us for drones that he's lost?
Yes.
Kinda, maybe, I don't know.
How much is a spirit worth?
Nothing.
Exactly. See my point?
Sentient.
What's the life of one man, you know?
Infinite.
Nah. People are cheap.
Not in Nuyen terms.
Raw, unbridled potential. And people also have...
Look, there's been a lot of people I've met that have no potential.
Yeah, you look at the Sixth World.
You can
Human life
always sell someone for meat.
human life is a loss, basically. Like, if you're alive and you're not actively contributing, you're taking up money.
How much does a real steak cost?
I do not like where this is going.
I'm just telling you, humans are valuable.
Damn.
See, what's going to happen is Ante is going to awaken. He's going to be an adept, and he's going to take the cannibalized metamagic.
And just start eating people.
Start eating people.
Wait, that's not the cannibalized metamagic. That's just being a cannibal.
Yeah.
You don't have to
No.
initiate for that shit. You're good. You just chew.
I am the Pac-Man.
So, is Rot the kind of person that resets his gear on the regular, or no?
Dude. Yeah.
Not like on the regular, but like before and after moving close to an objective, I would say yes. Since he's always sending out his drones in a paranoid manner and everything, I would say paranoia warrants a reset every time you move away and to objective. Just to be sure.
Okay.
But it's not like during his day, like, I get up, I reset my gear, I get breakfast, and, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I always reset my gear after breakfast. What do you think?
Oh, okay. I was thinking you. I don't know if you have a quality or anything, but you've definitely played up paranoia with Rod, and I could totally see him like every hour resetting shit if he didn't need it to be doing something.
I'm resetting your shit.
Watching.
No, that's my job.
They could be watching you.
Okay. So,
Well, that's more of like a magical stuff. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
we're gonna call it here because it's starting to get into the later part.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a consistent headache instead of a minor headache. And I will think on what to do about the situation.
And the situation, you mean my edge rolls, my willpower rolls, and my stuff rolls?
Yeah, those rolls.
Damn you, Bams.
There's definitely
Okay.
repercussions from that.
So I think everything went well, guys. I think it was okay.
Yeah, I figured out how to turn my notifications back on, so I see the Discord more often than
Yeah.
the last couple weeks.
All right. I will talk to you guys throughout the course of the week, and I will see you guys next week for sure.
And
Yeah,
remember,
alright.
Bams, stay positive, you know.
Right.
Positive information.
Right.
Robitussin and hydration, buddy boy.
Yep.
Yeah, you want that DXM. That's going to help you, but not too much. Then it'll hurt you.
All right. Peace, guys.
See you guys.